Hello, welcome to the channel. My name is Tia. Thanks for stopping by for my launch onto YouTube. Really excited. There are a lot of options out there, so I appreciate your visit. A little about myself. I am an intuitive empath. I'm a claircognizant, clairaudient, clairsentient, clairvoyant. I also carry the violet flame of healing and am a Syrian starseed by way of the Pleiades. And then recently I learned I am an angelic human, which was very eye-opening. Explained a lot. But yeah, so there's a lot packed in there. As I said in the other videos, in my human reality, I've always been something of an overachiever. So as I've gone through my awakening journey, every time I learn something more about myself, it's like another one. But it makes sense. It makes sense for me. So that just a little bit of background info about me. Why am I here? What are my intentions? I've been guided to use my gifts to be support for other people on their own journeys. It's taken me a while to really get things together. I've dragged my feet a little bit out of fear and insecurity, working through those energies. And my guides have given me a firm nudge. Now is the time. Of course, if you've been guided to this video, then you probably already know that there's an immense amount of shifting happening right now in the collective. 2020 is a pivotal year for our overall growth as a species, for humanity, as well as for Gaia. You may also be aware of all of the energies coming in and that celestial occurrences have impact on us here on the planet. Starting with this last year, towards the end with the solar eclipse, and then moving into the new year with the lunar eclipse at the beginning of the month. And we were sandwiched between these two things, which brought in a lot of energies. And those are all energies that are going to be shifting and changing us in numerous ways. It was really pushed to get this going because just this last week we had the sun and the moon move into Aquarius. Aquarius is all about our relationships, connections with others, as well as just how we relate to the world. And the sun is about our passions and also about taking action. And then the new moon is also about new cycles beginning. So I was pushed to get going because I've been told a lot of people are already experiencing these shifts, and that as we go through these transformations, they can be very jarring, very, very jolting as we are initiated into them. So this is going to be for, where am I right here? Water signs. So Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. And we're going to begin by getting an oracle card from the Lightworker Oracle deck by Alana Fairchild. Get an oracle card spirit for water signs, please. And we got the 11 card. So it's also the 11 card in this deck. So there are actually 3 I'm being pointed, so that would be 33. That might also be significant for some of you. And this oracle card is also about messages in the numbers, right? So I'm getting, for some of you, you're already aware of the power of numbers in our reality. And for some of you, maybe you are not. So really briefly, numbers are codes, and I look it up and it's 211. So there's another 11 for you. So 11, 11, 11, and another 11 on the clock over there. We'll talk about that in just a second. But first, knowing that numbers carry messages for us from the divine. They carry synchronicities, they carry energies, they carry activations, downloads, all those things that benefit us in our transformation through our growth and evolution. So pay attention, pay attention to what numbers you're seeing repeated in your reality. So maybe looking at the clock, looking at your phone, looking up at the timestamps on anything, just however numbers are appearing in your reality. Pay really close attention to repeating number sequences. And then there's a lot of information online, what those messages are meaning. not going to go into all of them because they're quite a bit, but I am going to focus for just a second on 1111. 1111 is an activation for awakening. So I am getting that for some of you, you already understand that, and that's why you're seeking information. That's why you're clicking on this video. And for others of you, maybe you don't understand that yet. Maybe you've seen it and you're just now realizing, oh yeah, I've seen 1111 quite a lot. That is an activation for awakening. And then for others of you, 1111 is also a number that speaks to the twin flame journey. I'm not doing a twin flame reading here today. This is a collective reading for all water signs, but I am getting the message that for some of you, because of how many 11s and then seeing another one on the clock, that some of you may be on the twin flame journey. There's a lot of information online about that, so I'm not going to go into that here unless they come up in the cards. What I am going to do is read a little bit from the book. The universe is speaking to you through numbers. From 1111 on your phone to the repeating number patterns that catch your eye, information is being transmitted from the creative universal intelligence into your cellular awareness. You may feel energetic healing as you receive these transmissions of number frequencies. Numbers are energetic medicine. They are particular frequencies in a universal language of love that helps heal and guide you. There are no negative numbers. Healing vibrations of numbers are working for your soul now. Which numbers do you notice most often at this time? I will read this first one about 1. The frequency of the 1 is about beginnings, taking the initiative, believing in yourself, and accepting a leadership role in which you step ahead of the curve beyond the consciousness of those around you to guide the human race forward into love. I'll also read 2 and 3, since the 11, 11, 11, if you take the first 2, you'd get to 22, and then if you add in the last 11, that'd be 33. So I'll read for 2 and 3 as well. The frequency of the 2 brings healing around partnership and allows you to be helped by others, particularly in relationships. Whether business or personal, the 2 indicates more can be gained by working with another. The frequency of the 3 indicates a time to learn, write, teach, or develop new ideas, collaborate with others, and create win-win situations. It is also the number stamp of the Ascended Masters, particularly multiple 3s, affirming their connection with you. Yes, so again, online you can find a lot of information about numbers and what their specific messages are. I won't do that here because it's quite a lot. I will read the invocation prayer here in this book because they're lovely. I give thanks for the messages, energetic healing, support, and encouragement given to me now and always through unconditional love. I give permission to unconditional love to heal my body, mind, and soul through the healing frequencies of the numbers. May all beings feel the love and guiding intelligence of this supportive, nurturing universe. Through loving grace and my own free will, so be it. Oh, amazing. So right away, water signs, you are in such an amazing time. Getting activated into your awakening. I'm thinking back to my own, which began in 2016. It's exciting. It's eye-opening in like lots of really wonderful ways. It can also be really, really jolting and scary because these are new things. You're going to be, your eyes will be opened to new ways of seeing, new ways of thinking, new ways of being. And that can be exhilarating and terrifying at the same time. And maybe you're already experiencing that. So let's get into the reading. Where are you currently, water signs? Get some overall energy cards, and see where you are, who is coming in to the reading. I am feeling some stuck energy. I am being called to all of the purple that's in that oracle card. That was the first thing that really resonated with me. They're saying, tell them, really briefly. So my awakening was initiated actually years before when I saw my first light ship. 2 years before. Yeah, 2014 was when I saw a first light ship. But nothing really happened a whole lot. And then in 2016, I was meditating and a purple orb came into my body. And that drove me to seek more information. And I'm being called to all the purple in this oracle card and being told that a number of you are also healers. Some of you may also hold the violet flame of healing, and so you may want to look that up. That is currently governed by Saint Germain. That's who I was guided to. And from there, it really opened up for me. That is the 7th ray of light. Numbers are all around us. So really checking into that, looking into numerology as well. Okay, Spirit. We get the knowledge card, we get the healing card, there it is, and we get the 3, I think that is of air, but let me double check. Okay, I am being told to keep that in reverse. All right, so for overall energies, you get water signs, the knowledge card, the healing card, so that's a confirmation of what I was being guided to with the purple, and the 3 of air in reverse. Okay, so right off, water signs, I am getting that, yes, some of you are seeking new knowledge, that maybe spirituality has been something you haven't really been previously open to, but that you are seeking more information of a spiritual divine nature. And I am also getting the message that for some of you, this is coming from left field. Maybe you feel it's not really you, but you clicked on this video for a reason, you're still watching it, and so maybe there's something inside you that it's speaking to, and Spirit is here to let you know that there's a whole world of knowledge and information that has been previously closed off to you. And then the healing card. So yeah, so I'm getting, like myself, some of you have gone through experiences that have been really hard and trying, and that you are healing from those, but that has brought you some insight into your understanding of yourself as a spiritual being. And then again, I am getting that a good number of you water signs are healers. So if you didn't know that, surprise, now you do. And then the 3 of air in reverse. I'm going to show it to you upright because it's just easier to see the card. So, and then again, I'm being called to that 3, you know, so some of you are spiritual masters. Like it said in that book, you know, 3 is the number of the divine. 3 was always a number that resonated for me, even as a little girl. And so with this knowledge card, you know, that you are seeking spiritual information, and that is bringing you an immense amount of light, enlightenment, you know, understanding, clarity, growth. Yeah, and I'm being kind of guided to see how this, the skull here is a symbol of mortality, but he's not looking at that. He's not looking at what's around in the physical. He's really looking into this book, which is, you know, once he's opened it, has all this light coming from it. And you see this dragon spirit kind of coming from up out of his crown, that is, your energy is really being focused into this new area. This did come out in reverse. So I am getting that this is really new for a lot of you. Let's get some clarifiers. I am getting also that for some of you, it maybe is not so new. Maybe you've come across this stuff before, but you've never really given it much thought. You know, maybe it's just you've been focused on that material world, that skull and all these. You've been really focused on that. And, you know, we're human. We do that. We do. And that maybe those physical distractions are falling away. I just saw here's my chakra card. I need to get that out there. All right, clarify these 3 cards for me, Spirit. We got the Eight of Pentacles, the World card. I like that. Oh. And the Ace of Wands. All right, so the Eight of Pentacles to clarify the knowledge card. So yeah, and it's interesting because see how he's holding this yellow light, this knowledge, and then this ribbon here is yellow. And so in the physical plane, I'm getting that you are seeking new information, that it goes beyond what you've previously accepted as true, that you're opening yourself up to that, and that, see how that ribbon is very free-flowing? That it's providing you a source of energy. Eights are also about abundance. So maybe you're learning things that are helping you to see that the abundance that we have for us available in the physical world goes way beyond the physical. You know, law of attraction, that kind of stuff. You know, we're really doing a reading for a friend the other day. We're really conditioned to believe that in order to be successful, you have to work hard, you have to work harder, you have to work longer, you have to work more. And it's really understanding that it's counterintuitive, but the more that we seek beyond the physical, the more abundant we actually are. And then we have the World card underneath the Healing card. Now, when I was checking to see if this, because it came out in reverse, and I was checking with Spirit to see if it was something I needed to keep reversed or not, and they said, no, go ahead and turn it around. But I was feeling a lot of energy with it in reverse, so I am feeling that for some of you, yes, that you were going through some challenging, hurtful, harmful things. I am getting for some of you, these are emotional hurts, and for others of you, you've actually been dealing with some physical ailments, some sickness, and that for some of you, you're still walking through that. For some of you, it's in your recent past. The world is all about our reality here, right? It's happiness, it's abundance, it's potential, and for some of you, you're still really feeling the opposite of that because of the healing that you're still needing to go through, that you're still needing to receive. And then for others of you, that going through your healing process and gaining, knowledge and insight into areas that you hadn't really known about before, that is just opening up the world for you. I am being drawn to the fact that the world in this deck looks a lot like a disco ball, and that there's a lot of excitement about your new discoveries. In this deck, the World card, we also have this acorn. It's just a seed, right? But when you plant it, it grows into this tree that then gives birth to other acorns. And so, yeah, I'm getting that you're understanding that there's a lot more potential here on this planet than you've previously thought. That you have a lot more potential than you previously thought. And that is creating a party atmosphere kind of energy for you. It's very exciting. I understand that. That's sort of what I went through. And then we get the Ace of Wands to clarify this Three of Air in reverse. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So yeah, what I'm getting, Ace of Wands. So wands are all about spiritual energy and spiritual knowledge, spiritual connections. And so with this Three of Air, and to clarify the Three of Air, what I am getting is that there has been an over-reliance on, maybe traditional forms of knowledge. Maybe you thought for someone to be an intellectual or to be knowledgeable, they needed to be really well-read kind of thing, and the classics and be good at science. I am getting for some of you that maybe you're very, there's a lot of reliance on the sciences. And with the Ace of Wands, to clarify, I'm getting that there's maybe some understanding science and traditional knowledge will only take you so far. I was having a conversation with someone recently and discussing this, and I learned and was trying to share with this person who was not very open to it, that science only takes us so far, and spirituality only takes us so far, and that they meet in the middle. There's a convergence between those schools of thought, and that really they're interwoven and connected, and we need both. And I was sharing with this person, Albert Einstein and Nikola Tesla, these were great men of science, but they were also men of faith, and they really understood. They understood the power of the spiritual world and connecting to the spiritual world. I remember reading that Albert Einstein solved issues. I don't know if it was fusion or something, but he was having a difficult time solving something, and he would sleep and lucid dream to figure it out. So understanding, that there's a need to move beyond the old ways of learning, old reliances on information that you've previously maybe over-relied on. The need to seek out spiritual information. Let's check in on what is blocking you, what is challenging you. Four of Earth, the Seneschal, that came up in another reading, and the Three of Water. Interesting. Yep, okay. All right, so the Four of Earth, sorry, I think I said air. The Four of Earth in reverse. So I am getting that what is challenging you is balance in the physical plane. So maybe feeling like I'm being drawn to the green color. Maybe there are some financial challenges in the physical plane. I am being guided to this keystone, and see how he's holding up this keystone, and that maybe the challenge is that you're feeling pressured to hold up support for yourself and others, and that's proving to be very challenging of late. I'm also getting that for some of you, some of the blockage you're experiencing has to do with family. This card is all about, someone happily taking on the challenges of family and community with dignity and grace, but this came out in reverse, so that maybe you're having a difficult time taking on the supportive role of those around you. Maybe previously it was easier. Maybe it's never really been easy, but it's getting harder. Okay. And then the Seneschal. So this is an energy that's all about the service to the one. The Seneschal is the one who holds the keys to the kingdom. And this individual, they serve the crown, they serve the throne first and foremost. And so it's understanding that service to the one is what we're all here for. Maybe it's not something you've really understood before. I am getting that, for some of you, spirituality is not something you've been previously open to. That's why you've relied on these traditional forms of knowledge and information. And so what's blocking you is understanding that all of us are here in service to Source. All of us are varied expressions of the same Source creator. But Source wants to have all kinds of experiences. And so it's understanding that we all, through our life experiences, we're all doing just that. And whether you agree or disagree with how others go about their lives, whether you agree or whether you accept that you and your life up to this point has been, positive or negative, that all of those experiences happen for a reason. All of them happen for our growth and evolution, and that all of it is in service to the one. We are all a unified consciousness. Beyond this veil, there is no separation. There's only unity and love. So understanding, and that knowing that will give you the key to the kingdom, will give you the key to heaven on earth. Because that is where we are, people. We are in heaven on earth. I'm being drawn back to the dog here. Loyalty and fidelity in service to self. That by being in service to that for those of you really struggling by, with your previous role as being a keystone holder, holding up this support for other people, that has been blocking you from your own growth. And that service to yourself is service to others, is service to the one. Yeah, the 3 of water is usually a card that's all about liberating oneself from the things that bind us. But this is in your blockage space, so you're chained, you're binded by thinking that the only way to be a quote good person or a spiritual person is by serving others. And that's not a wrong thought. That's how we're taught here in the earth plane. To be, a good person, you can't think about yourself. But that's backwards, actually. Like, yes, we do need to think about others, but we need to also, I'm being reminded of the oxygen masks. Oxygen, so when you're on a plane, what do they teach you? You got to put your oxygen mask on yourself first before you help others. And it's the same in everything else. We are not helpful to others when we are wounded and sick and suffering in and of ourselves. And that there is nothing selfish about taking care of yourself so that you can heal from past experiences. There's absolutely nothing wrong with stepping away from old roles we played that are no longer serving ourselves. Even if you're an immense support to others, if it's a detriment to yourself, you're not helping them. I'm hearing the word codependency, and that you may be enabling those around you by taking on more of the burden than is your share. Yeah. The water is all about our feelings, so I am feeling that maybe you're feeling trapped by your feelings. Maybe you're feeling this already, but you're afraid to take actions around it. Maybe you're afraid to follow through with what you're feeling inside you, what is resonating as truth for you. All right, let's get some guidance from Spirit for you, water signs. Water signs are very emotional beings, so there may be an imbalance there, and need to be grounded. I am being called, there's a lot of green on the table here, so there may be a blockage in your heart chakra. Get some guidance that needs to be cleared. The youth, journey, and the scribe. So for guidance for you, the youth, and we'll check and make sure I have Spirit. Okay, I'm feeling more resonance there, so we're going to take that upright. All right, so guidance for you, the youth. This is a card that's all about, youthful energy. I'm getting a couple of different messages. So for some of you, it's about engaging with the part of you that is a child. You're approaching the world as a child from that childlike place of wonder and awe. Your children see the world in a totally different way than adults. Nothing inhibits them. They're not afraid of anything until they're conditioned to be afraid. I have two children, and I'm reminded quite a lot of how differently they see the world and how open they are. So for some of you, the guidance is to reconnect with that youthful part of yourself. The youth is also an adventurous spirit. And this isn't a small child. This is like an adolescent. And if you think about the adolescents, you can't really tell them anything. But it's because they're being driven by something inside them, and they're not going to allow, the adults around them to tell them anything different. So it's kind of stepping back into that place where you release maybe the conditioning that you've gone through that has closed off your sense of adventure and the parts of yourself that guide you from within. And then for others of you, I am getting, again, with that, perhaps you're a parent, holding up the keystone, the support for other people around you. And so I'm getting the message that for some of you, the guidance is to let go of that clutch you may have on your children, that maybe you're spending too much time trying to control the circumstances around them. We're all here to have our own experiences, all of us. And I get it. As a parent, we want to protect our kids from what might be painful or what we perceive to be mistakes. But there's a need to understand that everything happens for our growth and evolution, that all of us are on our own pathway, and that even your children need to make their own mistakes so that they can grow and learn from them. And that you aren't being a bad parent by letting go of control. It's for some of you. And then we get the journey card. So again, that sense of adventure, right? That we were getting, where was it? With the youth. You're on a journey. You're on a pathway here. And see how there's both dark and light? There are dark parts and light parts of the journey. There are hard parts and good parts of the journey, but it's all happening for a reason. I am knowing that being drawn to the butterfly, that the journey is for your transformation, that you are on a spiritual pathway. Transformation is the point. Change is the point. The butterfly is no longer a caterpillar when it's gone through its journey. Understanding that you are on this journey, that you will evolve and change into something totally new. Not to be afraid of that, not to be afraid of the process, not to be afraid of the hard parts, because it's all happening for you, not to you. And lastly, we get the scribe. So a scribe is about information and documentation. So I'm being called back to what we were getting with the knowledge card up here and this 3 of air card. So it's seeking new information. And I am also getting, the scribe is also about documentation, right? So guidance to document your experience as you go through this journey so that you can, one, get some help with processing these feelings that are keeping you blocked and binded. Sometimes journaling and writing our thoughts and feelings gives us the clarity we need to step forward and make decisions, or take actions that maybe we've wanted to but have felt stuck and not able to take. So I need to journal. I need to transcribe our experiences. I am also getting called back to the fact that many of you are healers, and that by documenting your experiences, you're going to be an immense help for others, because when you get through your journey and you transform into something totally new, people are going to be drawn to you, and they're going to want to know, how did you do it? And it would be very helpful if you've written some of that down. I feel like this is speaking to me as well, because I have gotten this card in my own readings for myself, and I don't always take the time to do that. So I hope that this was helpful for you, water signs. If you're interested in a personal reading, please let me know. My information will be in the description box below. Otherwise, I hope to see you again soon. Until then, much light and love to you.